What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another Mythical Monday video. Now, as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, very interesting fight, this one here in the middleweight division. Jermain Taylor and Jermall Charlo. Who wins that fight if these two guys were to meet in their primes, man? Interesting matchup. Let's talk about Jermain Taylor first of all. This guy, man, I remember watching him when I was growing up, and he was being built as a star. Do you know what I mean? He was, very good amateur, represented the US in the Olympics. He was clean cut. He had everything going for him. HBO was giving him the big build up. Jermain Taylor was primed to be a star. And, he did, to be fair to him, he was able to fulfill a lot of the obligations out there that they had for him, HBO. And they were able to market him very well. I mean, he was a country boy from where was it? I can't remember what state. I think it was Alabama he might have been from, or somewhere around one of those country states. And, clean cut, like I said, had everything going for him. Nice smile, good looking guy, used to do modeling on the side as well. He was the guy that really was being pushed by HBO. And, he did end up becoming undisputed middleweight champion, defeating Bernard Hopkins, of all people. Now, I remember watching that fight and I wasn't really too convinced. I thought that Hopkins did enough to win that fight. But when you have it all going for you, like Jermain Taylor did at that time, he was able to get the win. It was a close fight and he did very well in it. And his athleticism, his punching power, his speed, he had it all at one point. Do you know what I mean? And we saw how his career then ended up. He did end up losing quite a few fights. He suffered a couple of bad knockouts, moved up in weight, suffered more knockouts there. And, I think that the knockouts definitely had an effect on, his mental health, because, Jermain Taylor, I haven't heard anything from him recently, but, he was going through quite a lot, man. He was going through like serious issues at home, and he was arrested on I think it might have been gun charges, and, he wasn't all there for sure. And it's really sad how it played out because, like I said, he had it all going for him at his career at one point. He was the Olympian. He had the big build up from HBO. They were really putting money behind him. He was undefeated, and he was a good boxer too. He had a very good jab. He was very athletic. Wasn't always as aggressive as he should be. I remember Emmanuel Stewart, who was training him, used to really bark at him in the corner to really get out there and put the pressure on guys. But, overall, Jermain Taylor, he was, a very good fighter, man. Let's move on to Jermall Charlo. Sorry. Jermall Charlo is the current WBC middleweight champion, but he is going to be moving up in weight very soon. I think it will be, actually. Maybe he will have that Canelo fight. But Jermall Charlo, man, he's undefeated. He's, athleticism as well. It just would be a great fight between, both these two guys, very athletic. Jermall Charlo is that guy as well. I mean, he's quick, got very good technique. He's got a great uppercut, as we've seen in the past. Jermall Charlo's got a good jab as well. And, he carries a bit of spite in the ring. He's much more of a mean character than Jermain Taylor was. But, I think that ability-wise, I would give it to Jermall Charlo. He seems the more natural of the two for me in terms of, their boxing ability in the ring. I say that, even though Jermain Taylor did go to the Olympics and I think did he get a bronze medal? I'd still say that Jermall Charlo, on the eye, I just think that he had a bit more fundamentals to his game. Jermain Taylor was very athletic and he used that to his advantage. Didn't always have the best defense, and he did take shots here and there. Remember the fight with Kelly Pavlik, those fights, man, they really did take it out of Jermain Taylor. And this fight here between these two guys, it would have been a great battle. Both of them very tall for the weight. Both of them carried it well. Both of them athletic. Both of them would really let their punches go. I'm just thinking, would Jermain Taylor be more? I think that he's more busier, and that was how he defeated Hopkins. He was more busier when it mattered. Hopkins was more cute. He landed the more cuter shots, but overall, it was the activity of Jermain Taylor that got him the win. Would that be the same sort of, would that play out the same against somebody like Jermall Charlo, who, he can be active as well, but he's definitely not as busy as Jermain Taylor was, who was able to do more for 3 minutes of the round compared to Jermall Charlo. He'd rather conserve the energy, but, I'd say that he has just as much power as Jermain Taylor, and Jermain Taylor didn't have a very good chin either. He didn't have the best chin. So it's a close fight, this one is, man, because you could see the activity of Jermain Taylor maybe winning a decision, or you could see the punching power of Jermall Charlo maybe catching Taylor on the way in and maybe taking him out. Do you know what I mean? We've seen Taylor be up, you know, in a fight against Carl Froch. And we saw how that ended, you know, got all the way to the 12th round and he still lost. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes he did find a way to lose. That was later on in his career. Jermall Charlo, like I said, he hasn't tasted defeat yet, but he hasn't looked that impressive. I was more impressed with his performance against Sergey Derevyanchenko. But before then, he wasn't that good. He weren't that good against Korobov. Do you know what I mean? There were other fights as well that where he hasn't looked his best. But I think, you know, Jermall Charlo at his best against Jermaine Taylor at their best. It's a good fight. It's actually a good fight, man. Who have I got to win this one, man? It's a close one. This one is. I think it'd probably go to the cards. It could be close. I'll probably edge Jermall Charlo, you know. I think that I'd probably edge Jermall Charlo in this one. I could see him putting Taylor down in this fight. I know Hopkins wasn't able to do it, but you know, I could see Jermall Charlo maybe countering Taylor on the way in, maybe dropping him here and there. But it going to points, I could see overall he'd win a few more rounds himself, be a lot more busier. But yeah, I might just edge Jermall Charlo in this one. Maybe. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's a difficult one. I want to hear what your opinions are. And as always, let me know any recommendations for any Mythical Monday videos, man. I'm always open to them and I'm always willing to do them. So let me know in the comment section below. That's it for this video this week, and I'll catch you on the next one.